Backstage, the show where we sit down with local artists and international artists and find out what's going on in their lives and in their careers. On Channel 82, where Bermuda shines through.
Hi, I'm Mr. Magic, and welcome to another edition of Backstage. Granny's in the nut house. My father's in the mob. My sister is laundering money because she says she doesn't want a job. Have you ever heard these lyrics before? Well, I have. And it's one of my favorite songs off of this album by my guest today. She's smiling. She knows why. Miss Val Sherwood. The song is called I Am Not Comfortable with Crime. Val, welcome to the show. I'm laughing.
Thank you.
Listen, yes, I'm laughing at this. I played this song in my car. I drove from Hamilton to Southampton and I put it on repeat. Okay, I need to know the background. It is so funny. I know it wasn't meant to be a funny song.
Oh yes.
It's
It's
meant
to be very tongue-in-cheek.
It very much is. I mean, it caught me off guard. The very first phrase, "Granny's in the nut house." I'm like, wait a minute. Did I hear this correctly?
Well,
tell me the story behind this particular song, please.
okay. Well, folk music is music of the people, and it covers a wide range. I've often done social comment. I've done love songs as well as ballads and things. But social comment is important to me. I really have an antenna for concerns about the community. And obviously crime is one of them. But how to do something that was a little different from everybody else. Because you want to say a message, but you want people to hear it. And to me, the best way of saying I'm not comfortable with crime was to do it in a funny way. And the Bermuda concept already in music we have established from the Calypso side about things being all in the family. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, what about all in the family? And what about, total comedy is being totally ridiculous?
Well, it works.
So, yeah. I mean, I guess there were some nuances where I can think of where I could project something from real life.
Yeah.
If somebody sold something to somebody who was supposedly rumored to be associated, then I got the idea of, oh, let's say Daddy's in the mob, and let's say Granny's an arms dealer, and I have a sister who's a little unusual, so let's say she's laundering money or something. Let's just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a brother who goes fishing off a North Shore,
yes.
But it's so that the songs are local as well. I'm really glad you like that particular song because, Colors of Bermuda's had a lot of airplay, the Railway Trails had a lot of airplay, the cat song is for all the cat lovers. There's something for everybody. So I'm delighted that you've been the one to say that this is going to be your favorite song.
It is. And I do. And you mentioned Colors of Bermuda. Yeah. I do like that song. I like what it represents when you're talking about the cedar trees and the cahows and Bermuda, how it just resonates. Bermuda has its own music.
It does.
The island itself, and we're not talking about calypso or folk music or reggae, we're talking about the island sound itself.
And I was brought up in a hotel, looking after visitors and telling them about the island, so this is all very natural for me.
And that is fantastic. And again, so we're talking about this album in particular right now, which is Be Fabulous. When was this album made?
It was made over a period of 2 or 3 years. It was finished and released in July 2013.
Okay. Okay, and this was which number album?
This is album number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about, I do believe this is album number 3.
No, it's number 1.
This is number 1.
Number 1.
Oh, this is number 1.
Yes.
This is the one, I don't want to show this picture. You look so different there. Yeah, but
people don't recognize me anyway.
They probably would. This is what she looks like now.
Yeah, this is me with makeup on.
Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, so album number 1, the song All or Nothing Girl. Mm-hmm. Please, tell me about that.
Okay, relationships in life. It's about not being able to let go of somebody who you're really hooked on, and we can all relate to that, I think. Mm-hmm. Just caring about somebody who you realize is a little bit broken and they're not quite going to be able to love again, but you want to be with them anyway, and you're affected whenever they're around you.
So basically,
I'm an all or nothing girl.
Yeah,
a lot of the music is from the heart is my tagline on the website, and they are from the heart. They're all very real.
Okay. Now, when you're writing, and you just said, it's from the heart, they're all real. Bermuda Colors, of course, the island itself inspired you to do that song. All or Nothing Girl, again, like you just said, it just, it's who I am. Accept me for who I am, and whatever. And other songs that you have, there was one on this one that I had heard. It was, For My Love.
Yes.
Please. I was listening to that, and it took me back. It really put me in a different frame of mind.
Yeah.
stress relief was what came to mind in hearing this song.
Yes.
Tell me what was the inspiration behind that?
That's an interesting song because I'd actually written the chorus when I was only 12 or 13. But it took me a lot longer to find the rest of the song to go with it. So you should always, if you're a songwriter, keep your song snippets because sometimes they all join up.
Okay.
And so the chorus came from when I was very young, and I just came up with that. It's actually, the inspiration for that is sort of Old England and the Tudor days and the manor house, but it's also current in terms of it's somebody going off to war that you care about and them coming safely back.
Wow.
Because I like happy endings too.
Oh yeah, and trust me, I'm sorry, I gotta go back to about not comfortable with crying. Folks, the song has a happy ending.
Yes, and actually, John Woolrich, who did the arrangement and recording, said he just laughs all the time he hears it. So if I can make my producer laugh, and he's heard it umpteen times while he worked on it, and that is John's magic as well coming out in the song, and the chorus support stuff there.
I know, and I'm sorry I keep reverting back to that song, but it is my favorite off the album. Now, when we come back, we're going to take a break in a minute. I want to talk to you about the, I guess I could say the folk music circuit here in Bermuda, and other singers, and where you perform or where you're going and whatnot, and album number 3, hopefully.
Well, that's what John's mentioned lately, just because I've got a couple of other new songs, so
maybe. That's a true producer for you. He's like, hey, let's get it out there. You know, these have been as successful as they have been. So we're going to do that. So we'll be right back after this, more with Val Sherwood. And she's not comfortable with crime. I'm not comfortable with crime.
Who is?
Her granny's in the nut house. But not for real. Granny's fine. We'll be back right after this with more Backstage with Val Sherwood, Mr. Magic. See you right after this. And welcome back to Backstage. I'm your host, Mr. Magic, with my lovely guest, Ms. Val Sherwood, folk singer here in the island of Bermuda. And my question now is, and we see here in the background your guitar.
Yes.
Now, are you like, most guitarists, your car has a name?
No, well, actually, it has an unusual. What I tell people about it is that it's a Japanese guitar, and they pronounce it takamine.
Okay.
But I tell people, look, they're well-traveled guitars. It says "Take Mine" right on the top there.
Okay.
So
that works.
The beauty of them is that they do tend to stay in tune
a
lot more than other guitars, and they have a lovely sound.
Okay. When was the first time you struck your first note?
Oh wow! I wrote my first song when I was about 8 years old, and I used to go to Vernon Tucker. And later I had lessons from the well-known Leon Jones.
Yes.
I did classical as well as folk music. And I also studied in England while I was at school.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be a classical teacher, but I kept saying, I want to do this song. And of course, it was going to folk club I went to folk club when I was only 12. I have a membership going back that far.
Wow.
And I had big brothers there and big sisters who were singers and knew songs, and so I was exposed to a lot of different music.
Okay. Wow, that is great. She's young. She says she's been a member since 12. She's only 17. Anyway, so you have been performing folk music. Was that like your first niche? As far as the music. I mean, was there any church playing involved? Because I talk a lot of people say they played in church.
I certainly have played in church, but more for weddings or occasionally for funerals. I played in October last year at a pet blessing in St. George's at the Unfinished Church.
Okay.
And apparently the animals took it all quite well. They were quite calm.
But listen, if the job calls, then go ahead.
Yeah, I've played it. I used to fill in for Hubert Smith, actually, in his break at Henry VIII a long, long time ago.
Great. Okay, so you were an understudy to him.
And I listened to Lance Hayward when I was 7 and 8 years old in my father's first hotel. Out in Fairylands, because he was our piano player, and I'm sure that's where I love the rolling piano ballads. I just love.
Okay. Is there any other instrument other than the guitar that you play?
Not really. I sometimes pick things out on a piano, but no, it's really just the guitar.
Just the guitar. Okay. So the folk music circuit in Bermuda. Now, I mean, let's be real. Not a lot of people. If we want to talk about diversity in the island, and we'll say black and whites, because predominantly, if you look at the Black Bermudian culture, R&B, reggae, soca, but in general, that's the music that also resonates for most people, because I know you're a soca fan, you love calypso. Let me rephrase that.
Well, I enjoy all kinds of music, and I certainly love Bob Marley and some reggae stuff. Bermuda does have this, the folk club is sort of 40 years old, and it started in like 72, and it came out of BMDS, Bermuda Music and Dramatic Society. And it was made up of people from everywhere but Bermuda. It was started by some folks from NASA, and people from Ireland and Scotland and England, Canada, and it's still very diverse in the range of people. We have a great guy called Milton from Ecuador, who is fabulous. The Chew Stick movement with Gavin Smith started only 10, 12 years ago now, and that was a grassroots with poetry and spoken word.
Yes.
And so what Gavin and I have, we've often talked, we've often collaborated, and I've come and sung at his events, and we've started a new thing while he waits for his new venue to be ready, where he comes down and brings his performance to Folk Club, and we did this for the first time in April.
Yes, he mentioned
and it was
this.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to do it because there needs to be a menu, and here with there needs to be a good venue. Here were other local artists coming out that I didn't know about. Because Gavin and I are at the point where we need to encourage, we're encouraging young people, helping them with their songwriting or encouraging them to perform.
Right.
And there was a beautiful wealth of Bermuda talent that came out. I guess Chris Broadhurst and I are the two people who mainly came up through the folk club in the old days. But certainly Joy Barnum often performed there.
Yes, yes.
And I love her voice. And
yes,
Heather
excellent.
Nova has sung there. I love what Heather does. So and music is so individual. It's all about what you do and what you bring, especially with original material.
Yes, definitely.
So
definitely.
that everything is just about blending.
And it's working. It's definitely working because then you're talking about two, I wouldn't say two different forms of music or of entertainment coming together, because it's all about the voice. It's all, whether it be the spoken word or you singing, you know, it's the music. It's the entertainment value of what it's worth. Now, I would never say that I never listened to folk music, because in myself growing up, I was open to all sorts of music. You know, growing up in a family that had entertainers in it. You know, my uncle used to play in the hotel circuit. I used to play with him.
Well, that's where I was. I was in hotels, going to Inverary with my father, would have people at the hotel, entertaining in the bar. Like I say, knowing Hubert Smith. And Carl Islanders, that sort of thing. So it's a Bermuda combination with everything else. People I listen to a lot were obviously Joan Baez, Judy Collins, Joni Mitchell, those sort of artists. So I have a bit of a 70s sound.
And it works. It definitely works, because right now they say the 70s are coming back, so you're already there.
Well,
you know, you don't have to really bring it back. You're just already influxed in it already, so that is fantastic. Now, how do you, as an entertainer, how do you see that in Bermuda nowadays? Is it really died away where the local entertainers are you know, not really being showcased as much?
Well, I am a member of the Bermuda Entertainment Union. And it's been rebranded, and I've also, you know, encouraged the folk club to be involved. And I've been to various meetings, and I think there is a lot of talent in Bermuda, and it's coming out. Bailey Outerbridge has performed overseas successfully. You know, there are a lot of people helping us in other places. Ross Georges has done work in Jamaica.
Yes.
And so it's about Bermudians going and bringing their particular style of things. So I think we have a lot of hope for the future.
Yeah, because we had an interview with the president of Bermuda Entertainment Union, Leroy Simmons.
Yes.
And he, as well as myself, have encouraged entertainers to be a part of that. Now, you've just said you're a member of that.
Yes.
Would you also ring that same bell in telling our local entertainers to become members, and, you know, it has its benefits?
Sure, it's rebranded itself. It's got a very good committee, and they've worked hard on things like the accounts, the things that you have to do, which are a little boring for musicians maybe to do, but they're necessary. And I've worked with other charities, so I know how important that is.
Right. Okay, that's fantastic. And I would sing the same song, you know, to say that to folks, entertainers, to be part of, become members, and that definitely benefits you, you know, in the long run.
But also, I think we do also benefit from people who come here from elsewhere, because a lot of people at Folk Club learn when there's a guest artist. They learn something new. And I learned from people who were guest workers here.
Right.
So I think there is benefit to that as well. Okay. And it also puts us to aspire to be at that higher level of performing, to become international standard ourselves. I've always wanted my recordings to be of very good quality. I mean, I do work full time, so I don't have a lot of time for the music,
and
obviously.
that is the norm. I hear that so often from the local entertainers, that they have another job to do.
Yeah, but that enables me to do what I want to do with my music. Okay. And I've been so fortunate. On the first album, we had other local musicians. We had Taylor Rankin on violin. We had Max Mabry on the flute.
He's fantastic.
Oh, he's amazing.
He is amazing. Magical. He makes that violin. It's not even the violin when he plays it.
Yeah, and of course on the new album there were 2 songs where Neil Burney played the harmonica, and he wasn't He wasn't recorded live very often.
No, he wasn't.
But he was a tremendous musician. And,
He was, and he's definitely missed.
Yes.
And on that note, we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk more to Val Sherwood. Then we come back here on Backstage, and we're going to talk to see if there's another album coming. We'll find out. We hit on it a little bit earlier. Maybe I'll call her producer. We'll find out. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Backstage. I'm your host, Mr. Magic, here talking with folk singer, Ms. Val Sherwood. And we were talking off air just before this, and on air as well, about your next album. Now, we know there's really not one in the making. So where can people come and see you perform?
Well, I often play at the Bermuda Folk Club, which meets at Spanish Point Boat Club, usually the second Saturday of every month. But they put it in the calendar in the paper, and you can also go on folkclub.bm or folk info and find out when the next gig is. And that starts about 8 o'clock at night, runs to about 11 or 12.
You say, I was going to say about 11 or 12, depending on how the vibe is, it may go into 12:05.
Well, we have to be careful to get ready for this Sunday event at the Boat Club. They've been very kind to host us there for many years now,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we try to be good tenants.
Okay. So, all right, we had talked a little bit earlier about music kind of not being put out there, you know, the local artists being out there. One of my advices has always been having the local artists in the hotel circuits. Now, we really don't have many hotels anymore, you know, like it used to be. But could you see, or would you want to be part of that? I mean, I can see you up in the lounge at Southern Princess.
Oh, I'd love to do this full time.
Yeah.
I would love to do this full time. I just tend to do a couple of songs at community events and be supportive that way. But if you get your product together and have a good CD and a good sound, and of course this was all done locally with even local photography by Moongate Productions and that sort of thing. You can get the airplay on the radio, which I've really enjoyed, because the focus certainly is, their commitment is there with the media people to put the Bermudian artists out there.
That's it.
I think obviously we've got more hotels coming. I think we've got some good developments, and America's Cup's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
So we should get ourselves up to a total international level as much as we can. And there are quite a few places where you can practice with a real audience, which is not only Folk Club, but now Chewstick is getting a new place on Front Street.
Yes.
And they're with Folk Club in the meantime, just to give their people a place to perform. And we love the new talent coming out there. Really amazing talent.
And speaking of talents, now, where can we get this?
That's available at the Music Box.
Okay.
It's available online at my website, which is just val.bm.
Okay.
It's also available at Memories in St. George's on Water Street by the Tucker House, and it's available at Handmade at the Clock Tower in Dockyard.
Okay, so you've got every location, east, middle, and west covered as far as getting to it. So both albums are available there?
This one's only, the older one's only available at the Music Box, and here I have to thank the late Eddie DeMello was the reason that happened.
Right.
Because he sponsored the first printing of 500 of them, and then he said, okay, after a while, well, we better do another 500. Okay, Val. Okay. And he really believed in many local artists. And
yes, he definitely did. And that was one place you could always go and find local music there.
And of course, there's a song there dedicated to musicians and people who have...
On this first one?
On the second one.
On the second one?
Yeah.
And that song would be which one?
It is, which one is it? Gone.
Gone. Oh, okay.
That's with the...
Okay, for those that have
softness, and it's out of respect for the many musicians that I've loved to listen to.
Yeah. See, I'm looking at your picture on the back. See, she has pictures on both. I can't show you both of them, right? You know, 17, 22. Difference
in keep changing your style, reinventing yourself.
Yes, reinventing yourself. Well, that is fantastic. Well, Val, we thank you so much for being here. And I understand you have a song for us. Is it Colors of Bermuda that you're going to do for us?
Well, I've given you the slideshow because I think it's best with Alan Marquardt's wonderful photography.
Okay, and that's
because that's a slideshow. It's on YouTube. Just put in Colors of Bermuda.
Yeah.
It's had sort of 5,000 odd viewings so far, and it's been on Cablevision, and people have really enjoyed the photography and the songs. So.
And it's going to be seen again here after the conversation with her. You're going to see that video of Colors of Bermuda, but we're going to get something.
I thought I'd sing you a love song.
Something from you.
Yes, a love song about hope and not giving up.
We'll be right back after this, and when we do, she's going to have Take Me With You in hand. That's it, her guitar, what can I say? And she's going to perform for us live here on Backstage. So we'll be right back right after this.
She was a music child, full of song. She worked for others all day long. And when the world had taken her, when the world had shaken her, he put her down right next to him. He was an island boy, fit and strong. He worked the boatyard, hot days long. And when the world had taken him, when the world had shaken him, he put him down right next to her. He said, come to me, I want you. And you just might be the one that I've been waiting for so long, for so long, for so long. He heard her sing then, it touched his soul. Where he'd been empty, he now was whole. He said, come to me, I need you. And I know that you're the one that I've been waiting for so long, for so long, for so long. He loved her music, felt each song. He knew his feelings were deep and strong. He said, come to me, I need you. And I know that you're the one that I've been waiting for so long, for so long, for so long. She took a chance then, held him fast, never believing it would last. She said, come to me, I want you to. Well, you just might be the one that I've been waiting for so long, for so long, for so long. Yeah, come to me, I want you to. Well, you just might be the one that I've been waiting for so long, for so long, for so long.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ms. Val Sherwood. Can you just play that little ditty for me as we're going out? I need a little musical interlude.
Okay, you just want some little
just
sing
a little,
along.
Yeah, that was so wonderful. There you have it. One of Bermuda's top folk singers. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm truly blessed to have you here. And again, check her out every second Saturday of each month.
Usually the folk club's every second Saturday of the month. But there's also Hoot Night. I play down there at BMDS on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. That's usually the third Thursday of the month. But again, BMDS, and there's a folk club website.
And if you can if you go there, you can request.
For so long.
No, I'm not comfortable with crying. We can do that. Thank you so much for joining us here on Backstage. I'll see you next week with a new guest, new conversation. I'm Mr. Magic. This is Val Sherwood. You all have a blessed evening.
The colors of Bermuda will take you by surprise. The beauty of Bermuda will open up your eyes. And I would like to show you all the terracotta domes, the peaches, rose and oranges of my Bermuda home. The scent of frangipani, flowers pink and white, the gentle petals falling in the quiet of the night.
Come and see our tree frogs, so tiny and so moist. These little bright-eyed creatures have an